So a lot of people have asked me how we ended up in South Harting. I mean, out of all the different places you could live in England, how was it that we ended up in this small village in the county of West Sussex? And I tell them, I think it was more of a case of South Harting picking us rather than us picking the village. So, I'll explain. My partner grew up in a small village about 10 miles north of here, as the crow flies. She came to the States for work and we met in Washington, D.C. And by the early 2000s, we were making our first forays back to the UK, mostly in the summer months, to see her family and friends, and to explore London, as well as Hampshire, Sussex, and one of my favorite places in the world, Cornwall. We always came to this area and South Harting, mostly to take walks across the South Downs. It was always a highlight of the trip, especially if the sun was shining. Years later, when we had kids, we'd bring them up here for picnics on the grass and to take long walks along chalky paths. From up here, we'd look down on South Harting, at the church with its distinctive copper spire, and all the little houses, and we'd think how fun it would be to live down there and be able to come up here whenever we wanted to. On our visits, we'd also pass through the village to get to my favorite pub over in the neighboring village of Elstead, where we could have a pint and look out over the fields. Again, we thought it would be amazing to be able to stop in whenever we wanted to and, be like a regular. We also made trips to the beach at West Wittering, which is not too far from Chichester. If the traffic's light, you can get there from here in about half an hour. It's a great place to take in some sun, sand, and sea, and have a splash. Fast forward 15 years or so to 2018 when we decided to move over to the UK. We knew we wanted to be in this area and not in London. We planned to live in Petersfield, the main market town around here, with shops and stores and trains to the capital. We looked and looked, and then we started to run out of time. The kids had places at schools in Petersfield and were due to start in a matter of weeks. We were staying with relatives in London, and most of our belongings were on a container ship in the Atlantic. We had a few places fall through, and were getting slightly nervous when a house suddenly became available in South Harting. We stopped what we were doing, jumped in the car, drove down from London and came to see it. The rest, as they say, is history. We really liked the little house, but more than that, we already had a connection with the village. It was familiar, and we associated it with all those great visits we'd had in the past. So, more than 6 years later, here we are, still in South Harting, still walking up over the downs, and still enjoying the English countryside. So, like I said, I guess South Harting kinda picked us. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.